Shalom. Brakatay Hawa, Brakatay Hawa Shah. 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 Kohalayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Kakdash. It's the brother Yuam, and we coming out of Isaiah chapter 10, or 13, Salakia. All right, and it reads, it says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. It says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. Because this is spiritual warfare, you know. These words are reaching up to the gates of the nobles. And to prove that, I'm reading it again. It says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. That banner is the scriptures, this truth. It says upon the high mountain. The high mountain is Babylon the Great. Because it's for, you go back up to the first verse, it says the burden of Babylon. So Babylon is that high mountain. But we go to Psalm 16:4 to prove that the banner is this truth. All right, so this is Psalm 16:4. It reads, it says, thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee. And who fears the Lord, his people. It says that it may be displayed because of the truth. And what is the truth? These scriptures. All right, so it says, shake the hand, signal that they may go into the gates of the nobles. And it's also a verse that says, that also said, what is it? It says, whether you go to the right hand or to the left, it's going to be a voice. That's the signal right there. To, signaling, what you should do. That's the voice of the prophets right there. Verse 3 says, I have commanded my sanctified ones, that's the prophets. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah of hosts mustered the host of the battle. It says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. It says, how yea, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. It says, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. It says, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. It says, and I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And, pursuant to Job 9:24, says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not where, and who is he? And the wicked, they covered the face of the judges, which is blasphemy. They made the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah, so-called white man, to further white supremacy. It says, I will punish the world for their iniquity, or for their evil. That was one of their evil works. It says, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, because the Lord is not dealing with, pride. And, before pride becomes destruction. Or, let me see. Somewhere in Proverbs. Or after pride comes destruction. It's a lot of you. right, so I didn't find one I was looking for, but I have this one right here. It says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but the lowly is wisdom. So all right, yeah, it says, I'm read it again. It says, when pride cometh, so when someone is prideful, it says, then cometh shame, you know, because the Lord is going to humble that person out. It says, but the lowly is wisdom, so it's better to be lowly. You know, that will be wise to be low and humble, because, you know, before honor is humility, you know. But also this right here says, there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, and heavy pride seems right, you know, that because it seems right in the world, because that's the vibration that the world is on. It says, there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Because, you know, if you don't humble yourself out, then the Lord's gonna humble you, you know. He's gonna bring you down low. Okay, it says, I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. And Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the haughty one. Yeah, he's the haughty one. All right. Oh no, he's the terrible one. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Israelite elect Israelite man. It says, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir, and the Ophir is a pretty expensive piece of gold. It says, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place from them missiles, ICBM missiles. It says, in the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger, that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Everyone that's joined to the wicked is going to fall by the sword, you know. So this is Psalms 83 and 4 or 3. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and Ishmael, and the Ishmaelites of Moab and Hagarenes. All right, so starting with Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and you know, the rest of these heathen nations, they made a pact to destroy us as a nation. And it says, read it again. It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, you know, of the wicked. It says, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. You know, so the rest of the heathen nations, as well as the wicked of our people. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. You know, because the Lord doesn't show any partiality. There's no respect of persons. It says, their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, because, you know, riches don't profit anything in the day of wrath. Okay, yeah, right here. Proverbs 11 and 4. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. You know, because wisdom and knowledge is going to be a stability of thy times. Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So it starts with the fear of the Lord. And again, it says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness, which is the wisdom and knowledge, delivereth from death. So that's why it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. You know, it's not gonna profit anything. It says, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So that none of that is gonna basically none of that is gonna stop the Lord's will. You know, it's already written. So Babylon's gonna be destroyed. You know, so they can make all the different pacts and agreements and sanctions on whatever. You know, it's already written. You know, it says their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. They shall have no pity in the fruit of the womb, which is young children. Their eyes shall not spare children. It says in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, because, you know, this place is, you know, fucking wicked, man. You know, brother, in one of the Chicago camps, he made a video, like it had Dwayne Wade's son on the left-hand side, no, on the right side, and then on the left it had like Paul Pierce. But, you know, wickedness is upheld here. You know, they was praising, you know, dude, he wants to be a girl. I think he's like 12 or something. He want to be a girl. And stuff like that was happening in Sodom and Gomorrah, and that place got burnt to pieces. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there. You know, because everybody come here to, you know, to benefit off this place, you know, because you can be anything you want to be here, you know, and, you know, make money doing it. It says, neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, his people, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them. This is Isaiah chapter 14. It says, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and those strangers are Israelite foreigners. It says, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their places, to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. All right, and it says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, you know, because we're serving the captivity right now. It says, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, because you know, Esau's going to be brought down to the ground. Oh yeah. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. You know, so, you know, Esau, Edom, is going to be brought down to the dust. That's, what was that? That was Isaiah 47:1. It says, The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, So that's symbolic for being taken out of power, and sitting in the dust. It says he smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He ruled the nations in anger and persecuted, and none hindereth. And that's what he did, through these different legislations. He continually oppress the poor righteous man. It says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no further is come up against us. Hell from beneath is removed from us to meet thee at thy coming. Hell from beneath is removed for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they speak unto thee, and all speak and say unto thee. All they shall speak and say unto thee, Slakia, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Because Esau Edom is going to go out hard, man. It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, being at low estate. It says, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, because he's in that dust, man. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? It's not talking about Satan, the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about Esau Edom. And essentially you get that word in the blue letter. It means enlightened. It says it means light bearer. It says, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And, essentially that's what he tries to do, man. You got dude, he, tries to send sperm cells to the moon. He just a whole bunch of wickedness, man. He set different, decrees and stuff that are totally against, the scriptures, trying to supersede the scriptures. All right. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, because it's excessive pride, man. It says, they see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the earth, the world as wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? He didn't want to free his prisoners who are Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, who are the Israelites. It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. Thou shalt be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of the evildoers shall not be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. And that's heavy right there. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, Esau Edom, so-called white man, for the iniquity of their fathers, So nobody's going to be, is going to escape. If you come from the seed of the evildoers, you're not going to escape what the Lord has written. And it's right here. It say, again, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. And that's what, that's what they try to come back and do in Malachi 1 and 4, 1 and 4, if I'm not mistaken. They said they will. Let's go to it. This is Malachi 1:4 says, whereas Edom saith we are impoverished, you know, when they went into the pit in Europe, and they was in them caves, they say, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So it says their plan was to build, you know. That's essentially what they've done. That's essentially what they've done, you know, in each of their kingdoms. But the Lord is going to throw them down. It says, for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. So he can wipe out the seed of Esau Edom. It says, I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water. I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand. His will is going to stand. It says that I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off of his people, who is Israel, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched upon all nations. For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts hath purposed it, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? It says, in the year that the king Ahaz died was this burden. Rejoice not thou, whole Palestinian, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. And the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy shall lie down in safety. And I will kill thy root with famine, and he shall slay thy remnant. How, O gate, cry, O city, thou whole Palestinian art dissolved, for there shall come from the north a smoke, and none shall be alone in his appointed times. What shall one then answer the messengers of the nation? The Lord hath founded Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in it. You know, the poor of Zion, the lowly, are going to trust in this truth. Alright, so Lord willing, that was edifying. Call her Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Double honor to the elders of the Apostle Great Millstone, and taught me truth and rule well. Shalom.